BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Barry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster.
Charlie, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
Is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them? Hello. I'm the doctor.
Yes, indeed. Well, I went a bit quick off. Yes, indeed, I did. Good evening, morning. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I am Little Famish, ladies and gentlemen. Little Famish. We are deep in Passover preparation zone. We're 1 week in. Oh, up me. I have to tell you, if you're not Jewish, you can't understand how bad this is. Right? You can't get your brain around like how much weird shit you got to do. Here, for example, let me see if I can find the picture again. I've got there it is. Well, there you go. Hang on. What is that? That and this. I have these together. Star Trek. There you go. Let me show you this. Like, oh god, everything is so myopic, right? Everything is so like I'm getting my hair cut on Sunday or Monday. I'm really looking forward to that. Looking a bit shaggy. But here's the weird thing. When Passover starts, you can't get your hair cut for 33 days, minimally, right? There's a period of Jewish mourning from it's called the thing called Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer. It's like a 49 days I've gone into this many details before. Anyway, so I got to get my hair cut next week, and then on Sunday, my daughter's coming around during the day, and she's going to be cleaning the oven. One of the many things you need to do for Passover. And then you got to let it sit for a day, and then you turn it up to the highest temperature for like 6 hours or something like that. After you cleaned everything off your countertops, right, and you just got to let them sit for a day, right, and then you pour boiling water over them if you have granite, which we do, which is why we got granite. Although we found this thing you can get a steamer. So I quite enjoy doing that. It goes, this is just to make them kosher, like they're new again, right? So that's all coming next week, right? That's all coming next week. But like, okay. So in the transition state, which is where I am right now, it's a bit of a nightmare. We got all the food out of the pantry last night, right? And we got it into three groups. One giveaway, we have a friend who takes stuff to like homeless shelters. I have no idea what she does with it. I don't know, right? But she does. So we have that stuff. We have stuff we might eat and stuff we're packing away till after Passover. Because remember, you can't have more than a crumb's worth of like cookie, right? Of any grain product. So she got the stuff we're keeping to afterpay. You know how you keep it to afterpay? You're not allowed to own it on Passover. You have to sell it to a non-Jew for the week. Don't even ask. Oh God. Anyway, so right now we got food that we're packing away in a bunch of like shopping bags, like nice shopping bags. Don't want to look like schmuck here, ladies and gentlemen. Shopping bags. Because everything's put out the pantry. We got our bedrooms full of shopping bags full of like, again, dried food. because we can't load it into the patch yet because my wife has to clean it out and line it. It's oh god, don't even ask. Oh, it's such a nightmare, right? But we said to ourselves, well, at least this week, which is the week before Passover, but next week's going to be a big week. But at least this week, for Sabbath, me and my wife, it will just be us. Oh, it'll be lovely. We'll get takeout. We'll just sit in. It'll be nice. It'll be quiet. And then, my son, who's home every weekend now, right? Because he's ending his mandatory army service is ending, but he's going to switch straight into his this thing called Miller Wim, right? Where you get called up with times of war or a couple of months a year. So both my sons are in there now. The only difference is you get paid a ton more money. So he's going to be, but as he's like he's like nearly had his service up. He's he gets to go home every week because he's married. Every weekend for Sabbath, and I think he's on the base in Shizaphon, which is not in Gaza, right? That's like the main tank space. By the way, if you ever come to Israel, one thing I really recommend, it's really, really cool, this place called Latrun. I've always loved it. If I can find pictures of it for you. Look, because I like, you know why? I like this because it's free. Oh man, I think I do I have pictures of it? It's a fort, right? Oh, there you go. Here, let me just grab this. Oh, I can't find where to put the pictures on my desktop. Everything's too busy. It's too busy, darling. Oh, it's a bit busy. Hang on, there's that. We need that. And then now this is I can't see what I'm doing. Do a picture of the actual place. Okay. That's a monastery across the street. Hang on. Oh, I just had a picture of it. I lost it. Oh, which is a picture from more of a distance. So you can see okay, fine. So Latrun is a British fort. There we go, doink. Like a British fort that was captured by the Israelis, I believe, in the 48 War of Independence. Here we go, doink. Share screen. Share screen. Yeah, so this was a fort that was captured from the British I believe in 48, right? And it's a major. Well, I'll turn a bit. Where do we go there? Hang on. I've got unshare. Maybe reshare. That's still doing it. Stop screen. Share screen. Oh, thank you. Fine. It's this fort, right? It's this fort. Now, the tank corps, whenever they have any like passing out thing, well, a lot of time, it's at this place. And what they have there is all the tanks that they captured in all the wars. Right? I think these are all Jordanian tanks, and it's kind of like a tank museum. It's really kind of cool, right? I got pictures of my kids. Again, it's funny because my son's now a tank commander, but when he was like a 6-year-old sitting on top of one of these tanks. So but yeah. But I'm sorry. The point is now, my younger son is now coming for Sabbath. So like, at one point you're like, well, at least he's not, in a war. And the other thing you're like, oh, but I wanted a quiet life. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a quiet life, ladies and gentlemen. I crave that. Yeah, no, not for me. Okay, so I don't see it happening. Anyway, who knows or dares to dream? What will be occurring this weekend? What's going down? Well, okay, we're eyes down, looking, waiting for the beginning of the new season of Doctor Who, which I'm really not that looking forward to. I'll be absolutely frank. I think the marketing's been good. In fact, yeah. Let me do it 1 second. Let me pull up the trailer from last year. One sec. Doctor Who 2024 trailer season. Hang on. Let's see if is this the one from a year ago? Okay, yeah. because this does show that they've learnt their lesson in one way, but but probably the product, the bottom line is the product itself is still going to be garbage. Here, this is a trailer from last year, and I want you to. Well, I'm showing this to you for a reason. When you pay attention to something here. Doink.
Give me the loving!
Okay, so you see it was it's all very emotionally orientated, right? It's like fun. Oh, it's gonna be fun. There's like nothing going on with like character development or story. In other words, this trailer is really orientated at a female audience, right?
Where did he come from?
I don't know, he sort of popped up at the right moment.
You see, this is all very feminine orientated, right? It's again very like meeting a guy in a club.
And then he spoke about time travel.
Ruby, you want to know my secret? I have the whole universe at my...
Again, there's really nothing going on. It's just him. It's going to be fun. And then also I'm going to compare it to the one from this year.
fingertips. And I'm all on my own. I'd love it if you came with me.
Who are you?
I mean, that's like one line of exposition, and that's basically all you get.
I'm the doctor.
Nah, you really weren't.
It's called the TARDIS. It's a time and space machine.
Is it safe?
No idea.
Yeah, again, you see like frivolous fun.
What if I change history by stepping on a butterfly?
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
Oh, what's wrong?
And again, it's like it's lightweight is gaggy.
With all my adventures,
Which makes me want to gag.
never seen anything like this before.
Oh my Bridgerton! This place
Again, very female orientated. Oh my Bridgerton.
is completely mad.
Things seem to be turning more and more supernatural.
Yeah, but Charles Lizzie won't. And again, Shooty, you just look. If you want to say you're like Scooby Doo and traveling around in time and space, that's fine. But nobody really wants to do that. Hang out with that.
Is that monster?
No, don't be silly. There's no such thing as monsters. They're just creatures you haven't met yet.
God, I really hated this Doctor.
There are powers beyond the universe, so vast.
See, this is why it never really worked when he tried to sell him as being like this vast time-space event, right? Because he's a frivolous little fuck bunny at the same time. And I'm really bored, by the way, with this this thing where the TARDIS opens up into in space and it's just floating and inside the TARDIS. I'm really bored with that.
The whole world could slide into the pit. This is what we're trying to stop. I'm still at mom.
It's scary, but no real plot. The idea if there's any plot. It's just like feels.
I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep her safe.
I will keep her safe.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him as far as I can fucking throw it. Are you out your mind? Right? I mean, listen, he'll keep her safe unless he's going to get his cock sucked by Rogue. Then he's like, oh yeah, you go play with those Daleks, it'll be fine. Yeah, make sure you touch the Varga plants. Yeah, you'll like those. You'll like those. Yeah, kept carrying there, Rogue.
I promise.
It's taken me all this time to realize what I'm here to do. I'm going to save the world.
It's all about. It's very this is female empowerment.
Everything is possible.
Yeah, apart from this being good, that turned out to be fucking possible.
Everything is possible.
Time may change me, but I can't trace time.
That didn't age well. No, it didn't. Like having other shit. Anyway, but the point is this. Let's compare it over here. Let's look at I got one of these trailers here. And we've got to look at John Boyega today. Not new trailers, one before that. Okay, season 2 official trailer. I think that one's more comparable.
Oh, I'm Shuzi Gatswa.
And I'm Varda Sethu from the
Okay, how did you change the pronunciation of it? What's the name again? Vidara Sethu?
And I'm Varda Sethu from the newest season of Doctor Who.
We cannot wait for you to see everything.
And they're in front of a backdrop, but apparently the TARDIS set is still there. People who went to see the people are still going on tours, right? This is such a shit TARDIS.
We have in the works. But for now, we hope you enjoy this sneak peek at the upcoming season. There are forces beyond this universe. We think we are so clever.
Well, again, I think this is telling a story now, rather than like the basic grounding in Doctor Who, time and space. This is this is a much more masculinely skewed trailer.
We're like children. And when these vast creatures look down on us, our entire reality is in danger.
It's yeah. So again, this is it immediately into plot rather than character. You know, yeah. So they've learned their error of the ways there, but like you can't unfuck something once it's been shot. I'm afraid. No Time to Die, right? I think is the biggest proof of that. There's so many things they try to unfuck in post, and you can't. You can't unfuck something in post. And I think it's still going to be as nauseatingly queer as it has been thus far.
So what's your name?
Just a doctor.
All right then. I'm called the nurse.
There is something already connecting us.
I'm an ordained Anglican Marine. This is
It's so stupid, by the way, that they're leaning too far into plot, right? Like nobody remembers Monday Flynn. I'm sorry. No, I mean, again, Russell thought this will be part of the cultural digest. Like, oh, Monday Flynn, they won't be able to stop talking about Monday Flynn. No. And the other thing is, she was spelled M-U-N, wasn't it? M-U-N. Like, it was just stupid. Yeah, essentially. And I think I said this last stream. They had what's his name? Captain Jack was originally supposed to be called Captain Jack, JX, but he had the good sense to go, oh no people. What happened there? That was weird. Hang on. That was really weird. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, Ethan, you sent me another thing. You sent me another message I haven't listened. I got 2 messages to listen to. I feel really guilty. Although, you know, I saw a message from like 3 weeks ago. Somebody sent me. I was like, oh wow. I think review it yourself, wasn't it? Here, new trailer. We're looking at the trailer. Right. The point was that this is very plot centric, rather. Where did it go? Here you go. Rather than emotion centric.
Oh, I'm Shuzi Gatswa.
Hello.
What's your name?
Just a doctor.
All right then. I'm called the nurse.
There is something already connecting us.
Yeah, okay, I'll ban you out there. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I'm an ordained Anglican Marine. This is a time machine.
Boom.
Man, I hate this haircut. I really hate that look, right? And also I hate the persona.
Boom.
I am not one of your adventures.
Well, again, it looks like it's going to be very good. But here, we're back to this sodding thing. I'm so bored with this. Somebody thought this would be a good idea. I think they put a whole studio around it.
You need to get me home.
This might be the long way round.
So yeah, I want to point out, last year's trailer was all about, let me show you the adventures and the feels that you're going to experience. This one's about, let me tell you the story we're going to tell you. Right, it's very different, right? They've really, again, much more masculine.
You're Scooby-Doo.
Honey, I'm Velma. You're meant to voyage out there and own it.
We're just...
I think it's more Scooby-Doo than Velma. More Scrappy-Doo, I would say. Yeah, what can you do? The trouble is, let's say, I mean, again, the marketing has been noticeably better this year, right? Let's say somebody bites, and I think people are going to bite. Although, I thought it was going to be destroyed because it's on next to opposite Britain's Got Talent. But apparently that got destroyed as well when they found out like half the acts were professional, right? And that was the fun of Britain's Got Talent. They had like oddball people doing oddball shit. And some of it was really good, right? I remember I watched the one that year when he had like the dog act win. What's the name of the guy? I can't remember. It was really cute. I did like, but I thought that was prime Britain's Got Talent. So I'm like, oh my god, that's going to destroy Doctor Who. No, they're both in the shitter apparently. So there you go. But again, look, this is action adventure within story. The other one was action adventure within feels. Makes a big difference.
Popping it.
Girl, you are beginning to enjoy this.
Welcome to the.
And I like I always said I like the overall idea, the season arc, right? Which they had last season, but it was a shit one. But that they're leading with it, that she wants to go home. Very different. And God, I'm so not looking forward to this.
Interstellar Song Contest!
Oh, we're so staying.
We're staying.
I love a good show.
So the rumor is that Mrs. Flood is a bi-generated Rani somehow. I don't know.
So the game to them.
I'm beaming at ya.
But the games are deadly.
I do like it looks much more scary this year. This must be what's his name, the Black African poet or whatever his name is episode.
Story.
Aren't you scared?
Why?
Because it likes the taste.
I promised that I would keep you safe.
You can't.
Well, at least she's got the sense to know that. Again, the production values are fantastic. This is, I think it's going to be shit. I think this looks fantastic.
I can. I will. I do. I will take you home. That is a promise.
I just don't
You enjoy the sneak peek.
I just don't trust him in any way. So again, my review will be on Sunday the 13th. What time? Hang on, let's have a look. Do I have maybe if I have my email. It's got the times in. Hang on. What's that? What am I looking for now? Oh yeah. Young. Is this the one? It has. Okay, this might give me an idea. Hang on. Okay, so Sabbath is ending about 8 o'clock. So I'll watch it by 9 o'clock. So I'll probably be streaming at 7. Right? I'll probably do my show at 7 on Sunday. And give you my instant review. Although I'm totally out of whack. I haven't done the chat yet. I haven't talked about what's going on in the world. Man, people are going crazy about these tariffs, right? They are going absolutely batshit crazy, about these tariffs. That's what I wanted to start talking about. I just got sidetracked talking about Doctor Who. Yeah, it happens, mate. It happens. So again, these tariffs are happening, and if you listen to the media, they say this is it. It's over. It's over. Civilization over. No, and look, don't be wrong. It's all going. It's going crazy. Stock market's like in free fall, all right? Because I think it's in this period of like massive readjustment brought on by Trump. See, it looks like Trump's like running like he's governing like he's somebody who's not going to run again, which is probably why he said, "Oh, I'll consider running again." Or he put that rumor out as he knew he was going to do this. Anyway, so the just to explain it roughly, if you understand tariffs, right? I really don't understand. I'll know much more about this come Saturday, right? I'll do more research by then because like things are going absolutely crazy. Essentially, it's like this: they if it costs like let's say it costs $10,000 to make a car in America. And it costs like $5,000 to make a car in China, and ship it into America, right? Or like $8,000. So therefore, the Chinese cars are always going to be cheaper. Why are they cheaper? Because Chinese labor is much cheaper, right? It's slave labor, right? They don't have to pay anyone. So that's how they make it much cheaper. So what Trump's doing is saying, if you have, there's a few things saying, if you have a tariff on us, like if to import American cars to China, right, you'll put on like a 20% tariff. We're going to put that tariff on you, right? So the basic idea of this is to make it so companies are, it's more economical for companies to open up plants in America than open up in Mexico and Canada and then ship them to America, right? If they want to access the US market, the only cost-effective way of doing it is manufacturing in America, and I think this is going to have quite a massive effect. Anyway, but the economy is in free fall. People are freaking out. Trump's actually, there's some video of him released. Trump and his team seems pretty happy with this. I don't know. Let me hear. Where is this? Let me know if you think he seems happy here.
I'm a real nigga. I'ma fuck a bitch real quick in my slippers. Bitches on my dick, they gon' dance on my lap. And if you talking shit, you gon' get a bitch slapped. Yeah, like a mean bitch, not in the scene.
You think this was maybe Grok? That would be really funny.
Bitch, type of bitch, I don't know about shit. I'ma pull up all black in a new whip, tryna get rich.
So essentially, if you're into tariffs, this is what you can expect to happen to you.
Had to hit a lick, yo. Bro, think he in a murder case.
Obama. That is that. By the way, if Trump does run again, he's running against Obama. 100%.
What here? Broke nigga, fuck nigga. I'm a grave digger. Cut a nigga off with the switch.
I'm gonna get my channels that we're having this N word over and over again. I'm like, I can't get away with that. Okay, let's just go through, see who else is in it. The Obama stuff is hilarious. Wait. Was that Biden behind? Look at Biden.
No way.
Putin and
I'ma fuck a bitch real quick in my slippers. Bitches on my dick, they gon' dance on my lap.
Okay, this is extraordinarily well done, isn't it? I just can't have the whole thing. Is that Nanyo? Oh, go for it, baby.
Quick, tryna get rich, I'ma have to hit a lick, yo. Bro, think he in a murder case. Yeah, broke nigga, fuck nigga. I'm a grave digger, cut a nigga off with the switch.
Dude, will you stop with the N-word? Stop. What the hell's wrong with you? Who's that? Oh, you didn't see it. It's just some hot biatch. Is this Putin? Not Putin. Zelensky. Yeah, he's a bit built for Zelensky. Let's be honest. Who's this? I don't even know who that's supposed to be. I'm kind of out of touch. All that. Who's that? That's awesome.
He gon' drive me crazy if I let him. She thinks she lit, but bitches still ain't on my level. Every time he hit a lick, I push the gas up on the pedal. Let him hit.
That's fantastic. Stop.
Now that nigga feelin' special, cause I got a small waist, pretty face with a big bang. Look how you hating on a bitch and you my mama age. I'm doing great, I'm getting paid, so why would I complain? I get my net and then I'm gone, I ain't got time to hang.
Again, this is extraordinarily well done. Mass data collection.
Bitch, type of bitch, I don't know about shit. I'ma pull up all black in a new whip, tryna get rich. I'ma have to hit a lick, yo.
Yeah, so again, that's how the news of tariffs went down. People freaked out a little bit. Anyway, Julie Hartler Brewer was having a bit of a meltdown. She had on him Sebastian Gorka, and I thought it was kind of brilliant. Let's look at a clip of that. Because again, I really love this. This really made me smile. Because again, I saw this thing on where was it? Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan had Kerry Lake, who's just so polished, and I can't remember this Jewish woman who was very passionate but not as polished as Kerry. But you had this sneering expert on. So well, here, maybe we can download the whole thing, right? Because she was so sneering. And the thing is, I've seen this 100 times before, right? Where you have sneering experts say, well, of course this is going to cause World War III. And, you know, everything's going to be bad. And they're always wrong about everything all the time. Let's see if I download quicker if I... is it downloading that? Hang on. Let's have a look. Oh, no, it's downloading. There you go. Let's have a look. See if I can pull it up. Video file.
Emergency late episode of...
Love him announcing. Let's have a look at the Donald announcing the tariffs.
The president addressing global media in the White House.
Right. CNN added their orange filter to make him look more orange again for some unknown... Oh, not unknown reason. They're crazy.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day. Waiting for a long time. April 2nd, 2025 will forever be remembered as the day American industry was reborn, the day America's destiny was reclaimed, and the day that we began to make...
I mean, again, what this is really doing is throwing a grenade into... No, not grenade. Throwing launching a nuke at globalism, right? It essentially makes the globalist ideal of having slave labor work as manufacturers and then reducing everybody to the level of slave labor, essentially. I don't know what it ends globalism to a great extent.
America wealthy again. Going to make it wealthy, good and wealthy. For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and...
Fine, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Thus far, it does look as if he's throwing down the gauntlet to the rest of the world. For him to describe this as reciprocal comes out of a theory amongst some of his advisors that after World War II, the US embarked on an uneven trade pattern to enable the...
Well, theory is historically factual.
The rest of the world to develop quickly in the name of peace, and they think that's basically run past its sell-by date. Now, in some cases, they may be right, but imposing tariffs in this way is unlikely to rebalance trade in the way that Trump actually wants. It's unlikely to unleash this great big boom or economic boom that he talks about. It's much more likely to unleash stagflation, because the reality...
All right, so that's been the idea. Again, it's an expert dripping with condescension, right? And then listen to my credentials. I have my credentials. This must be... I'm willing to bet you wait 1 year from now, right? And she's that's like in every time that's happened before that we've had some expert tell us this or some expert tell us that. I can't remember the last time any of these fucking experts were right about anything, frankly. Maybe they're right this time. Maybe this time they're right. After being wrong about Russian collusion and 2020 election and January 6th and Jesse Smollett and Hunter Biden's laptop and every fucking thing. Like Joe Biden being shot as attack, everything. Just maybe this time they're right. I doubt it. But maybe they are. Because I don't bloody know. Anyway. With that set up, we got Julie Hartley-Brewer, who I'm generally speaking quite like, but again, women of that age, college educated, they see Donald Trump, they go, hate him. And she does very good at controlling that impulse, but she does hate him.
That the UK has received. We've not been treated as the EU bloc. Now, there are various countries in the EU that have massive trade surpluses with the US, like Germany. We don't have a big surplus. We're kind of pretty even on trade. We've been hit with the base rate of 10% tariffs. EU has got 20%. Is that a Brexit dividend?
I think you look at it that way, yes.
I think that's a fair way to look at it geopolitically. I think President Trump is very, very happy that the UK is now a sovereign nation. People miss this when we discuss or analyze what America First means and make America great again. An underlying theme in everything we do is sovereignty. This is the rebirth, the revivification of nations acting as nations and not being beholden to globalist projects, to attempts to create, one world.
And that's the point of these tariffs, I think, more than anything else.
Of peace and harmony, which underneath is really an exercise in the accretion of power for those who aren't actually elected to public office. So absolutely, we want nations to be sovereign, and I think the deal that the UK received yesterday is a inference, is a recognition of that.
I mean, they did get half the tariff rate. And what did Israel get? Because we removed any form of tariff or tax, I think, from all American products. I think that's what happened. I don't know, but I have no idea what bracket we're in.
It was the base rate. We didn't get zero tariffs. It wasn't actually equivalent to the tariffs we put on US goods. So we didn't do badly, but we didn't do any better than anyone else. The government has said today they are disappointed. They said there will be an economic impact. We're talking about thousands of jobs being lost here in the UK.
And look, here's the thing. I think they would be more nice to England if they shared more, or if England shared more of the American values. Like if Britain was in the middle of looking up people for hurty Facebook posts or messages on private WhatsApp groups, right? If you didn't have the police harassing you for intimating that there are Muslim rape gangs, even though of course we know there are Muslim rape gangs, don't intimate it on media. No. The rape gangs can be of any nature. Just more often than not, it's Muslim, but that's just random. If they did that, I think maybe they would. If England was an asset for anti-globalism, which they're not, the tariffs would be better. But that's another function is to get countries to act like human beings, essentially.
Else in the classroom gets a D grade, the Brits get a B, and you're complaining that you only got a B grade while everybody else gets a D.
We're among 60 countries who got the D grade.
Why can't you celebrate the fact that it's only 10% and that you can negotiate your way out of it if you take certain measures? So, and let's be clear, I've said this time and again on your show, Julia.
Stop being a fascist police state, and that will help you with the tariffs.
President Trump has a very special place in his heart for the UK, for historic reasons, familial reasons. The idea that this is somehow you're just another country, it's utterly fallacious.
You say we can negotiate our way out of it. Okay, give us some advice. What can we pass on to Keir?
How about this? Fire David Lammy. Fire or the entire front bench. Maybe have a front bench that isn't made up of the Oxford Student Union Council. For fuck's sake, get rid of anybody who said, "Oh, that Trump is a Nazi cunt." How about that? But definitely fire David Lammy. Be nice to Donald. Be respectful to Donald Trump, and that may work out well, right? That may work out well for you, if I may say. And I have to tell you, here in Israel, things are working out quite well for us. Being friendly with Donald Trump, this Gaza Part 2. Is fantastic, right? It's fantastic because you don't know a thing about what's going on. Water's been cut off. I'm so happy about that. Electric's been cut off. They are genuine protests to get rid of Hamas now. Hamas have been rooted from the. Get a map of it for you. From the, they're very strong operations going on in Rafah right now, which is in the. Which is in the south, which is where all the smuggling comes from. Can I see if I see a map? Anna says idea of carving new corridor across Gaza to cut off Rafah and increase pressure on Hamas. Yeah, we're allowed to be a lot more effective this time round, right? Just essentially because we're nice to Trump. Right? And now we get to act like any other country. So maybe do that, Julia. Right? Stop calling him a cunt. Stop rolling around and say, "Oh, he's so stupid." How about that? I don't know. Give that a go for yourself, darling.
Starmer. What should he do?
I am a U.S. government employee who works in the White House. I am not going to give advice to the duly elected premier of another country. I think
he's not that duly elected. Let's be fucking fair.
The logic for all nations is clear. Don't penalize our products, then you won't have punitive tariffs. It's really that easy. It's nothing more complicated. The mathematics are very simple.
There's no doubt at all that the UK government has kept their powder dry. There doesn't seem to be a knee-jerk reaction. I think largely most people think that's a good idea. We are a David to your Goliath. We ain't going to win a tariff war with a much, much, much bigger trading partner.
Yeah, does this make Donald Trump a bully, right? That he's prepared to use the power he has to get you to do what he wants. I don't know. I think he should be doing what he wants because what he wants to do is, generally speaking, the right thing. Is what one more of these. And again, this just really works out well for me. I mean, it just really works for me.
Do both at the same time, can it?
Well, it can, because there are 200 countries in the world, Julia. And some of them will react properly and sensibly and in the common sense fashion, and others may not. So with those who understand why it's happening,
Sebastian Gorka is like the perfect guy to have on to be the face of this in England.
and with those who want to see the collective pie grow, they will react properly and they will remove those obscene tariffs. We have one country, for example, Japan, that has a 700% tariff on the import of US rice into that nation. When they realize that their goods will be affected, then those nations will take action to level the playing field. But of course, this is a temporary measure to instill some kind of common sense into those nations that are.
And again, it's really as far as I can see, it's really to destroy globalism. And that's why they're screaming the world's end.
Using punitive rates, tariffs, and taxes against US goods. It's a leveling of the playing field. We're not going to be the world's piggy bank anymore. We're not going to see US manufacturers penalized because their goods are the best.
Okay, I mean, I can see a perfectly fair argument, reasonable argument to say, free trade, fine, but fair trade better. And there's an element of protectionism in virtually every country. I mean, pretty much every country. I think apart from Singapore, maybe. I don't even know.
I just love that they're all forced to squeal, right? Oh, God. And again, I like Julie Hartley-Brewer.
Has some level of protection, tariffs, just so you protect key aspects of your agriculture or some of your industrial production.
Not fucking England. England's like, yeah, let's fuck over the farmers as fast as humanly fucking possible, right? I mean, England's the worst. Star was awful. I was thinking today about, remember Black Mirror, new season coming out. The first episode, wasn't it, where the Prime Minister essentially is forced to fuck a pig, right? If you don't know the story, I'll spoil it for you. This popular royalty princess is kidnapped, and they say if the Prime Minister doesn't have sex with a pig on live TV on all the channels, this is back when there were channels, right? When people watch TV that way, they're going to kill the princess. And essentially, he ends up having to do it. They try all these different things. They try and technology will probably do it now, like live face swap. I bet they could do that now. But they were trying to do that with a porn star. That was really funny, that bit where they had this gay porn star, Rod Stiffington. That's his name. And they Rod Stiffington. And they're like, you've never done this before, have you? And he's pauses, no, that would be illegal, right? I would never have done this. It's obviously he has. Anyway, but eventually, the Prime Minister has to do it, go on TV and fuck a pig. And I can't, and it's just disgusting. I can't think of any other human being I would like to see forced to fuck a pig more than Keir Starmer. Oh, God, I can't stand him. I really can't stand him. Maybe that'll bring your tariffs down. Bit more, he'll probably enjoy it, wouldn't he? Bit of piggy shuffle.
Steel production and things like that. However, there's no doubt at all America has had lower tariffs against some countries than they've had against them. But is that the reason why people aren't buying some US goods? Or is it the case, say, for instance, with car manufacturing? We don't buy American cars because, with all due respect, a lot of them aren't very well made. They're often gas guzzling. Your gas prices are much lower than ours. And they're rather...
Yeah, so you turn that into a negative?
Too big for our streets. You can't park them anywhere. So
no, that is true, actually.
It's got very little to do with tariffs. It's more to do with people sometimes don't want to buy some of those US goods.
Yeah, well, that's it. Simply, that doesn't really matter, does it, Julia? Doesn't really matter all that matters is you got to do what you're told. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. And you know what? I'm not really into that normally, but I am when it's like a reassertion of reality, which is what we're getting right now. Let me show you the clip of Matt Walsh, and I agree with him totally. He gives a message about the whole trans thing, and I really so strongly agree with it. But I think he makes a really, really important point here.
I'm not going to talk about fairness, although it's certainly true that allowing men to compete in women's sports is deeply unfair. And I'm not going to talk about safety, although it's certainly true that allowing men into female sports teams and into their bathrooms is incredibly unsafe.
Yeah, I agree with him, but they're always the arguments I've always looked at mostly, and they never felt like the central point for me, and I've never really examined why that was.
I'll let others highlight those important points. I want to talk about something even more important and even more basic. It's the most basic thing of all. It's truth. You must keep men out of women's sports and out of their facilities for the simple reason that they are men. Men are not women. A man who claims he is a woman is still not a woman. So why?
I don't know why. Oh,
because they aren't women. It isn't.
I don't know why this whole train of thought never really occurred to me. And it really is. That's the core of what the problem is with transgenderism. Other than it's immoral, all these other things. It's not true. Yasmin Finney isn't a woman. Yasmin Finney is a bloke, right? And I don't think that's a cruel thing to say. I think it's cruel to pretend to Yasmin that she's that they are. Now say they. I think it's cruel to pretend that reality isn't reality, especially somebody suffering delusion.
Because they aren't women. It isn't true. We should not allow men into women's sports for the same reason we shouldn't go around claiming that 2 + 2 = 7. It's just not true. It is a lie. The man who identifies as a woman is either deluded and confused, or he is a cross-dressing fetishist looking to play out his fantasies in public. And
Which I think happens a hell of a lot.
In either case, the claim that he's making, the claim to womanhood, is not true. And compelling women to take part in this untruth is evil, perverse, and predatory. If you would use the force of law to compel young girls to use a changing room with a boy, you are yourselves predators. Transgenderism is a lie. It is, in fact, the most deranged lie that mankind has ever invented.
Is it? It might be, actually. I think anybody who hates religion is anti-religion. You can't really say... You can't say transgenderism any more bonkers than any claim any religion's made.
In a free country, nobody should ever be forced to participate in a lie. As lawmakers, you have an obligation to the truth. It is a truth that I know you all recognize because every human who has ever lived on earth recognizes it, that men are men and women are women. It is that simple. And the question before you is just as simple. The question is this: will you side with the truth, a truth so basic that every toddler understands it, or will you disgrace yourselves by denying it? It is your choice to make.
As is in the California State Assembly, my mind is on disgracing themselves, right? We're going to end off this segment over here. I think a young lady showing incredible fortitude and bravery. Check this out. I'm really impressed with this. So this is a fencing match. This is obviously is a transformed by a man. Takes me. Right? She's not different. And there's no man or woman. No. I'm not going to go. No, look, I'm totally a woman. No, you're really not. I'm totally a woman. You're really, really not. Okay, I'm sorry, you don't feel well. Did they ever come back? Yeah, they come back and take the qualified. And they tell us disqualified as yet to leave, I think. this clip holding them on from the side. Yeah, can I see what happened to her? Hang on, I got it over here. But very impressive. Oh man, I saw a clip from that show, Adolescence. Oh god, that was shit. Evil shit, right? Historic protest. Female fencer takes a knee in a bout against a male opponent. Faces disqualification after receiving a black card for refusing to compete against a man. Redmond Sullivan's female opponent was expelled from the USA fencing event at University of Maryland over the weekend. Sullivan fenced for the men's team at Wagner College last season before switching to the women's this season. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's full of shit, mate. That is. It just is. It just is. Fine with that. Very late and belatedly. Let's get to the chat. Share screen. Blink. Verardi did yourself. This was proud here. This was originally going to be Millie Gibson. I thought, yeah, no, Verardi's the new girl. You know, it's silly. Yeah, we really should bring her in more. And I do like that I put clickbait on her shirt. I think that was really to enrage the wokies, right? They're like, no, he's saying what it is. He's saying what it is. No. Look at that though. Before the chat, I've done the headline article. We're going to do more about the queer hero Doctor Who. But tomorrow I got quite a long show tomorrow. This is like a recorded one that we had during the week. And Mark been fantastic here. No one would know it's more of the same woke queer failure as last year. Awesome, but why are you dressed like a twat? Because he is a twat, Miranda Sefu. Because he is a twat. That's why. Queer Era Season 2. But I call it the Queer Era because they all said, oh, it's queer stories. We're telling queer stories. Okay, so it's the queer. What's wrong with that then? Me calling it the Queer Era shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. Queer Era Season 2, and with it, Shooting Gap was final 8 episodes cometh. He's never coming back for a third year. Ever. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. Generating bonkers height amid dismal failure. Yeah, I mean, that really was going on. But why is he dressed like a twat? Like, why is he dressed like a twat? I think that's a reasonable question. Shooty, why are you dressed like a fucking twat? Like, are you trying to, like, I mean, there's a lot of Doctor Who-iness there. I mean, the string belt could be, the second Doctor and that big furry coat he wore, or the Erstats Doctor Summoned by Shadows, where it was Colin Baker played a tramp with a string belt, right? And but what's with the big bloody flower? Like, are you succumbing to an Alton invasion? Maybe this is an Alton version of the Doctor. That would make sense. Anyway. Phoebe Whatever is Tomb Raider's grift. Yeah, she's taking a ton of money. It hasn't done anything. We got this Strange New Worlds trailer. Oh, I wish it was good like season 1. I do. We're to finally Colin Archer there. Colin Archer, thank you for joining us. As is Darren M. OG is here as a former leftist. Thank you, Brexit. Now, exactly. And again, I get the Brexit. The Ramonas are probably spitting bullets about that. We're up to Colin Archer. Hello to you. John McCox. Dr. Alex is. How you doing? Oh man, Dr. Alex did something really nice. He sent me a preview of his next work, and I really want to listen today. But and there's two things I wanted to listen. I wanted to listen to that, and I wanted to listen to. Dan did a stream last night with the guys who did the Dalek book, which looks really good. Yeah, let me see if I can find that. 1 second. Yeah, but I really wanted to listen to that. Yeah, Dalek Evolution with him. I'll put the link in the chat. Toy Dalek's greatest geeky merch of all time. Yeah, so you got David Howe. Who's there? David Howe, David J. Howe, and Alex Storer. about their new book about evolution of the toy Dalek. Which you're gonna, when I finish listening to that stream, I'm gonna buy the bloody thing, you bastards. What can you do? What can you do? So I didn't listen to either. I just, I was in the weeds doing like straight work. Sadly, not a fan. So he's now a reservist. No, the reserve. Well, my older son's a reservist. That's Colin Archer. Well, my older son is a reservist, and my younger son will be a reservist in a few weeks, I guess. Yeah, but normally, after they finish their army service, they cut their card, their Hogare, and then they go on holiday or something. He's not going to be able to do that, sadly. D is here doing R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Yes, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Very talented actor with not that many great movies. Very interesting. Let's have a quick look at his career. We'll do a quick over here. We'll do IMDb. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer. Quite like The Doors. I remember that. There we go. Oh man, I got to go way back further. Let's go back to when he was 85. Okay, boy, Top Gun was right at the beginning of his career. I didn't realize. Dang it! Press the wrong button. Okay, where to go? Over there. Fine. There. Move this here. We'll get back to the chat in a second. Okay. Share screen. Doink. Oh, real genius as well. Didn't realize it. So Top Gun, yeah. Willow, bloody hell. I never really liked Willow that much, but yeah, no, he just got huge at that point, didn't he? 85, and then by 91 he did The Doors. I thought that was good. Thunderheart was he was in True Romance. Who did he play in True Romance? Ray Levo. I don't remember. I really don't remember. Mentor. Oh, he played Elvis. That was it. You know, there was a guy. Who was it? The star of it. He kept having visions of Elvis in bathrooms, and you never saw his face. That was played by Val Kilmer. Tombstone was all-time classic. Yeah, that's when it was really in the stratosphere. Batman Forever, meh. I quite like the I know Dr. Moreau, man, it did it badly. And then, yeah, I think his career just went meow, and then it kind of crashed and burned. Right? The Saint, Prince of Egypt. The Saint, I remember them really plugging The Saint, and it didn't do much at all. I don't remember any of these movies. These late 90s movies. Oh, man. Yeah, nothing. Missing Wonderland, The Horizon Spartan. Yeah. Then he basically started playing himself. Man, it's been a long time. It's a long time since he had any classic movie. He was in Knight Rider. He was the voice of Kit. Really? Blimey. He must have liked that. Badland and Port Call, New Orleans. Nothing to do with the other Bad Lieutenant movie with Harvey Keitel. Yeah. Okay, the late 80s and early 90s were good for him. Well, yeah, God bless him, Val Kilmer. God bless him. Kiss. Wait, what's the one I really liked? Hang on. Heat. Where was Heat? That was a great movie. There you go. 95. I think, yeah. I think that was the end of his career. Essentially. Never mind. Anyway, back to the chat. Doink. Screen. Yeah, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Indeed. I'm on the screen. There we go. Now I'm on the right screen. Alex Garland and Julian Samir. If they annex Julian Samir, I'm doing very well. My house will like triple in value. You make models of those tanks. Well, there's a lot that you can see the real thing. Isn't Bocados here? Did you not get to live in boring times? I really would like to live in boring times. Oh, wouldn't that be great? I'm not sure many people are waiting for the next season. Not really. They just seem to want to get it over with, frankly. All right? They really do. I'm surprised they're not like just dropping it all on one day. Disney has raised up interest in what had been a niche show and a sci-fi. So Russell Davis says, let's make it a gay fantasy. But did that work? No. And the fantasy really soft-poured is on decline. I think that's kind of a fair thing to say. Was that 90? Sorry, I got somebody from work who's like, what's that? I got to say, send them to me. Only me. Or okay, back below. Oh, me and okay. Oh man, I'm trying to train this guy. There you go. Doink. There you go. Oh, Matthew Bounders, how you doing, Matthew Bounders? Thank you for joining us. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I said hello to you. Sounds a bit like the Cthulhu mythos. Maybe we are stealing inspiration from season 12, 13, or 14. What does? Matthew Pounds is a diversity hire. Well, good for you. Good for you. I've always been mad that I didn't work out how to fleece the government. I didn't know just how much money there was going around, right? Not Monday, more mundane. Yeah, afraid so. BBC Hickett. No, that was me. I think I clicked the wrong button. Robert Payne is how you doing, Robert Payne? And it looks shite. What looks shite? Sparkling Dark. Oh, we're talking about it. Must be playing the trailer. Yeah. The Monkeys was a TV show. 4 cool boys. Times were different back then. Shooty can't carry the show. Yeah. Are we talking about the Monkeys as in... Oh, the Monkeys. Not Monkey. I like both, actually. That would be a weird crossover. Monkey meets the Monkeys. Yeah, that would be a really, really weird crossover. Some of the posts on X have been scheduled against Britain Got Talent, so you could blame the figures on... Well, that's what I originally thought, but then I was told Britain's Got Talent doesn't have great viewing figures either anymore. Hang on. We'll do Britain's Got Talent viewing figures. Last installment's got 5 million viewers with 5 point. Yeah, so they're as low as Doctor Who. All right, how much did Doctor Who? Doctor Who ratings. How much did Space Babies open to? Oh, it's still significantly stronger. Fuck me. Space Babies opened to 2.6 million. That's really low. And their consolidated was 4 million. Oh, okay. So, but yeah, again, people don't really watch this sort of stuff so much. So, I don't know. It's spending $100,000 on work trash. Well, I'm not there. I saw somebody post on X. I just said that there's a documentary about the history of the fridge on BBC 2, 10 minutes before Doctor Who. Some people will switch over for that. I would find that more interesting. I can't watch this Who crap anymore. I've got to go make me. Yeah, you're right. I totally hear it. I mean, I really miss good Doctor Who, right? I really genuinely miss it. John Jordan's here. How you doing, John? Thank you for joining us. Farsight is here. So I think that I haven't had quite a lot of in my life. Does anyone think he looks like Bernie Mac? Who's Shooty? Not me, right? By the way, I love Bernie Mac as Bosley in the Charlie's Angels movie. I thought that was very good casting. They point out that Trump is risking a short-term economic downturn for a long-term increase in American manufacturing. That's really it. The question is, like, the midterms are what, a year and a bit away? He's gambling. People are going to be feeling financially very, very good by then. So again, I would tend to believe that. Foster said, "Buy generated Rani." That's me out already. It sounds stupid and shit, but it kind of fits, doesn't it? Right? Most things they do are stupid and shit. They have a lot of stupid and shit, right? Little white bum. So Andy Dolly said hello to you. How are you doing, sir? And Isabella Light 2.0 says, we have full intercourse with the pig. Will we have full intercourse with the pig? Yes, for over an hour. What else? Starmer fucking a pig. I realize you're Jewish, but do you hate pigs so much? I'm sorry. I love animals as it happens. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I genuinely love animals. Okay. All right. Maybe we can find some kind of Stalinist pig. Right, here's what we got to do. We've got to find the Keir Starmer of pigs for him to force the fuck, okay? We've got to find a pig so loathsome and disgusting that he's lower than Keir Starmer. It's going to be hard. That is going to be hard, right? That's really going to be hard. It's a clown flower, probably skirts water. Oh, yeah, what is he fucking wearing? Fucking weirdo. So what they say, I never saw that. I don't know the one. Yeah, okay, but yeah, it's weird that we're speaking about like 20, 30 years later, right? And there wasn't that many great movies from him, right? I think Top Gun, basically, he's still flying on that. Still, I like him. He's like, he took the piss out of himself in Life's Too Short, which I liked a lot. I like most Ricky Gervais things. Haven't heard much from him for a while. Oh, he's to be doing his tour, that's why, right? Posted on Rabbi on YouTube, what's that? Extra stuff. Oh, now I've got to look up Ollie London's status. I wish I could find a way to. What was it? What is this? You posted, Darren M? I'll post on my. Yeah, let me have a look. Hang on. So I go to my profile. Is that it? Okay, fine. I'll look up Ollie London. Hopefully it comes up reasonably early. Ollie London. Oh, I think I spelled it wrong. Now I'm looking at the wrong thing again. Where am I? There. Ollie London TV. Hang on. Ollie London TV. Is that him? Is there 2 L's maybe or 3? Oh, God, I wish I could just click on it. It's bloody annoying. X.com OLI. Okay, that's how I'm spelling it. We'll try this again. OLI LONDN TV. That must be right. Oh, here it is. Now, that must be the thing I was looking for. Thank you. Better late than never. Well, thank you very much. Stephen Braddock is here. Dan and Simon's Type 40 show about the toy book was excellent. An excellent guest. I can't wait for that. I was wanting to listen to it all day today. Yeah, I was doing this complicated job. What a nightmare. Real genius. Yeah, it was okay. Mr. Brown was listing his top movers. Okay, there you go. The Saint again. That wasn't a great movie. Look, for the Saint, you're going to need the Ian Ogilvy theme tune. 1 second. Return of the Saint. Let me see if I can find that. I've got to listen to it. Return of the Saint titles. Opening. There you go. Keep your ART to yourself. Here we go. Is this the one? How's it taking so long to download? It's like 11 megabyte. It's nothing. Well, it's cool the way there. Fine. I'll let you know when it's done. We love a bit the same. We up to BBC. I think the BBC should have dropped the whole season document on last Tuesday. I'm surprised they didn't. Again. Well, it's fair to say the monkeys were irrepressible. The nature of the monkey was irrepressible. Monkey! There. I like a bit of monkey. It was a post you put on YouTube. Yeah, about 30 minutes ago. I worked that out. Thank you. Here, 1 second. Video file. This is what it lacked. Hopefully, it's the right one with sound on it. No, it's bloody not. Oh, you pain in the ass. Oh, yeah, this must be the right one then. We'll try that. Oh man, it was only one season of it. I had no idea. We'll try this. Is this one going to work? There you go. This is a great opening scene. I forgot how good this was. Forgot about the cartoon Saint Man. I watched it. I really kept going to work out other than it was a cool guy that everybody liked. I remember that the cartoon Saint Man like does a karate chop or somebody in the title. There you go. Bye-bye. Get that gun away. Yeah, so I couldn't work. Is he a spy? I didn't really care. I just enjoyed it. This is really well directed. Oh, that was a good show. Oh, was it? I know. Still not the original. Fine, let's pull up the original one. The Saint opening credits. Here we go. Oh, this is pretty good. It's Italia. Hang on. Do you have a better version? I mean, yeah, this is pretty good. I hate to tell you. Oh, this one. Here we go. Let's see if this one works. Yeah, I did not think we'll be doing a bit of Saint comparison when I started the show tonight. You know, you never know where you're going to end up. Ah, stop. Wrong one. No audio. We want the, it's important to get audio, I would say. Here we go. Hopefully this one will work.
Diamond Templar.
I don't remember this at all. I have no memory. Like more of a movie. It goes on forever. Hang on. Let me get that other black and white one. See if we can find that one color, because I think that's much more representative. Fine, that one. Let's try this one out. If that doesn't work, we'll try this one. Here it comes. 3 seconds. Get 1 second. Hi, babe. Doink. Try this one.
Templar.
There you go. That's it. This is the one I remember. He's a bit of a mincing pose they got him in there. It's a bit strange. And I like Roger Moore's look up at the at his halo. That really worked. He really nailed that.
This is Simon Templar.
Oh, I know, it felt like he looked up. Anyway, let's start with a bit of start. The new trailer dropped for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Oh, God, last season was so bad. But season 1 was pretty darn good. Look, here's the problem. Season 1, it was very good at doing episodic Star Trek. It felt like, and our characters were great and well-rounded. And they had slightly too many women in the mix. But it was basically okay. The only thing I really couldn't stand was Lieutenant Lesbian, who was the helmsman, right? Who was a very masculine character played by a chick. And it just didn't work at all, right? Did not work. And I couldn't stand it. So but they had a great character in. The Doctor was fantastic. I liked him a lot. And they had a fantastic chief engineer who they ended up killing off at the end of the first season. Which was a real shame because then they replaced him with Carol Kane. So then you had, from the bridge crew, you got Anson Mount Pike, who I liked. I liked his, soft-boiled take on Pike. I liked it was a different captain, right? You had Spock, who was basically Sheldon Cooper's Spock, and I never really worked. I liked number 1. Oh, anyway, that. And who else did you have? Who was male? Was that everybody? Oh, no. Then you had the chief engineer. That's 3 of them. And then on the female side, you had Uhura, who was excellent. She was really good. Great actress. Very sexy as well. The security officer, who was one of the what's his name? Noel Clark's accusers, I believe, right? And I think she'd like through her fucking teeth. And I mean, you know what actresses are like, or actors? They're so fucking self-obsessed. Oh, is he coming on tweet? No, he's not. Then you had, so I would have got rid of her, Lieutenant Lesbian. And then we got number 1, Nurse Chapel again, another excellent character, right? So yeah, you had the balance pretty much right. And then again, adding in Carol Kane as the chief engineer, it threw the second season off completely. The other thing was they really destroyed the characters of the Doctor, Mbenga, great actor as well. Oh man. He's a guy I would like to see play Doctor Who. A really, really great actor. Oh, man. I really like him a lot. In everything I see, he was in Dune, the first one. Towards the end, he was the first person that Paula traded skills. Right? But he was great. Right? He was genuinely great. Then the second year, they made him into a brooding action hero, and it just fucking failed. Died a death, right? And they made Nurse Chapel into more of an action hero. Just none of it was good, right? None of it really, really worked at all. And most of it was grating. Anyway, so now we've got season 3. I don't see them called correcting, but let's have a look.
We want to give audiences a reflection of their own world through the lens of fantasy. You know, science.
So, this is their Kirk, and I hate their Kirk. So this was kind of cool. Here's the thing: they do have fun ideas, but then they do it well. Jameis, right? The first one, in his first real duel, yeah, he was great. So they do have fun ideas. I think the musical episode could have been fun if it wasn't shit. Right, I think the crossover with Lower Decks would have been good if Lower Decks wasn't shit. Right, but this looks really fun. I don't like this Kirk, but I do like. And look, they say we're trying to look at their world through the lens of science fiction. I mean, it's a little bit on the nose, darling, that you're saying that. And the thing is, it's not. This is not the world you're looking at through your lens of science fiction. You're looking at the world you want to be. You're not commenting on the world as it is. You're commenting on what you want the world to be, with their constant queerness.
We want to give audiences a reflection of their own world through the lens of fantasy. You know, science fiction.
All of that with weekly space adventures?
Let's hit it.
I mean, again, that does look fun.
Ariana.
Are they 10 new adventures? I would like. And why is there a holodeck there? Oh, don't. No, it's 100 years out of date. I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's going to be an episode where they first meet the aliens who have holodeck technology they buy. I don't even know. And I don't like, Sheldon Cooper's Spock. He just, and that's the way they write. And in the first season, he was really much more interesting. I loved the relationship he had with T'Pol. That was really working. And again, everything just kind of failed. Oh, I don't like this holodeck. And I'm not like such a lore guy, but like, really, I mean, like, okay, obviously, Strange New Worlds is in its own universe. You got Transporter Chief Kyle is a small Asian man, right? Yeah, no, he's a big Irishman. I mean, like, obviously, it's in a different world, right?
It's been changed.
I see it. I don't believe it.
Exciting, isn't it?
What was that? Who was that? Was that Simon Pegg? No. That was the guy in the original series played Trelane. So it looks like he's back. Again, if they do episodic adventures, it's a really good idea. Fun episodic adventures. That's what they need to do. With less chicks.
Good morning.
I don't like him hooking up with Nurse Chapel. Is that Uhura? Hooking up? Is that... Oh, that was the trans character from the first year? Oh, God, stop. And look, Patton Oswalt, I kind of hate him in everything I see him in now.
Your host is dead, and one of you...
Yeah, so this is another holodeck episode.
You murdered him.
I got here just in time. We're going to wire the Enterprise.
Yeah, that was such a bad idea. Such a bad idea having Carol Kane in it. When you first heard Carol Kane is going joining us in, you go, what? What? Why? What?
Hello? It's for you.
Port thruster standing by.
Do you realize how rare a show like this is?
Indeed.
We only have one shot.
That's all we need.
Hang on.
And I'm kind of bored with the... I don't think the Gorn has really worked as a big bad. Again, you don't need a big bad. You need, individual... Is it parody? No, I mean, like, you can have fun episodes. I like it when they play with the format and they're very... I like, when they break the fourth wall in an intelligent way. I don't know.
Mr. Scott, we make a pretty good team.
Oh, God, I hate their cut, but their Scott's pretty good. I don't know. Oh, can Elon Musk just buy Paramount and do a streaming service on X, have all the Star Trek on there, right? And all the fan films. I don't like those fan films. They're all good. The big problem was with Star Trek Continues, which generally speaking is excellent, is that the ship's counselor on an entirely military vessel. They kind of sold that to me, right? They kind of sold that to me in that they were clearly trying to bridge, the philosophy of next gen with later Trek. I think it didn't stretch it too far for me, right? And the love that was poured into every episode of Strange New Worlds, of Star Trek Continues, I think mitigates a whole bunch, right? Like a whole bunch of crimes. Fine. Yeah, Doctor Who's not been as fine. Let's go back to that. Where are we up to? Rosley Davis keeps getting asked, "What's doing with Doctor Who, mate? What's happening with it?" Yeah, so we'll see. This is from the premiere. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Doink.
With just different plans. Could go this way, could go that way, could go that way. That's our job, to be ready. We're ready anyway. But we'll find out. Yeah. Dying to find out. Hope he comes back.
What does the future hold for Doctor Who beyond season 2? How far ahead are you?
Again, he looks so nervous when he says this.
We're not. It's like, as is really commonly known, there's no decision until after series 3. It's funny because Even people who work on the show thinks that means we're having secret meetings about it. People I work with every day go, yeah, what's really happening? And I'm going, nothing. No meetings, nothing.
That means it's not continuing. I can't see why Disney would invest in this. It hasn't really, as far as I can see, hasn't really done great things. But like understanding Disney's decision-making process, it's very difficult, isn't it? I mean, look at the Snow White. It's like they're trying to do everything as badly as possible. Weirdly enough, right? And like, why are they trying to do everything as badly? I don't know. It's what they're trying to do. Why are they trying to? I don't know. I don't know why they're trying to do that. Okay, then. For some reason. Okay. And this whole thing, I don't believe they don't know what's going on. All right. I don't believe it. I think the season 1 was a massive disappointing failure. I think Shooting Gut has been a massive disappointment and failure. And I think they was in shock at how badly it's done. I really do. I thought people would see, I think he thought Doomsday would go down well. I think he said, oh, Suze Kempner, how glorious, how marvelous. Oh, everybody loves Suze Kempner. Exactly. And that's the kind of insane decision-making process that has dogged this entire bloody era. Just stupidity after bloody stupidity, right? I think he thought people would see the Walking Down and say, "Oh, that's so right. Oh, it's good, and we're loving David Tennant and Jasmine Finney. Oh, yeah." But again, as we saw that clip from Michael Warshaw earlier, I think the basic problem with this embracement of transgenderism in Doctor Who is the core of transgenderism is a lie. And I think we've been prohibited for saying that for so long. We've forgotten that truth. Like, men are not women. Yasmin Finney is not a woman. Doesn't matter if he dresses like a woman. I either it's a kink or a mental disorder. It doesn't seem like reality to me, right? Because as Matt Walsh says, every toddler understands men are not women and women are not men.
That's when the decision is. And the decision wouldn't be made by the people we work with at Disney Plus. It would be made by someone in a big office somewhere. So literally nothing happening, no decision. We're ready with just different plans. Could go this way, could go that way, could go that way.
Yeah, so essentially they're saying we're ready for a cheap version with just the BBC. And we're ready for to continue with Disney Plus or find another streaming server, a streaming service. Oh God, please, can this era just end? Oh, and look, just Doctor Who's been in the shitter for 7 years, and that's really beginning to tell. It hasn't attracted any new fans. Like current Who hasn't attracted any new fans in that time, and those it has attracted are just fucking crazy, right? And
that's our job to be ready. We're ready anyway, but we'll find out. Yeah. Dying to find out. Hope he comes back.
And we've got season 2 before all of that to enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to come back. I think they're going to again, if they're smart. They will take the wall between the land and the sea and they'll strip that over Christmas and you'll have Christmas content. But I think that's it, right? I think that's it. What will the future hold? I really don't know, right? I really genuinely don't know. Yeah, one second. Let me pull up a few things. Cheek right. Let's have a look at this over here. Man, I spent way longer on stuff than I always do, don't I? I'm like, oh, what happened to all that stuff I was planning on doing? I guess I'm not now. Doink. Rossi even clarifies recent showrun and comment. I'm loving it. What are you loving? I don't know. Oh, I got another video of him as well. Should we watch that first before we do this? Video file. Yeah, this is the people, the stars, predicting how great this new season is. Yeah, cast reactions. Here it is. Thinking about it. Getting a little wizzy will. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go.
A real journey.
Let's start again because I wasn't playing for me. I don't know about you. No.
Season 2 is going to be
fun.
Exactly.
Okay, that's out of sync for me. Let me see if I can sync it up.
Season 2 is going to be
fun.
Exactly.
Exciting, fantastic, and amazing.
Exciting, fantastic, and amazing to watch. Well, again, look, Anita, I love you, darling. I really do. You're a national treasure. I don't really trust your take on Doctor Who, or your bead on it.
Amazing to watch. A real journey.
By the way, do you remember when she was rumored to be casting Doctor Who an assistant? That must be where that came from, right? That's about the time she would have been being cast.
Season 2 is going to be one hell of a ball.
Again, I don't really trust any of these people.
Glitterful. Phenomenal.
Glitterful. Again, I wouldn't ask these people's opinion on anything ever.
Season 2 is going to be absolute mayhem.
I don't know. It's like they're trying to generate buzz, and it's like Mavity defying. Really, the Mavity thing was shit as well. I mean, like, how do you keep referring back to everything you've done wrong?
Gravity defying. A swing for the fences.
Yeah, swinging the miss, mate.
Out of this world.
Well, that's a bit of a safe comment.
Season 2 is going to be fantastical, big, cross-generational, and just brilliant.
Season 2 is going to be a roller coaster.
I honestly, again, Gemma agree. I'm sure she's a very nice person. Dull as fucking dishwater. Like, no spark or character to it at all.
Season 2 is going to be timeless. So I did that.
There you go, Millie. Still the most classy person there. Isabella says, I have a real problem with someone who has cooked the best batch of science fiction I have ever injected, and now this crap Russell is like, you have no shame. It is. It really is, isn't it? Let's have a look at this. Doctor Who, Rusty Carrot, I'm loving it. What are you loving? Doctor Who showrunner clarifies the comments he made during the David Tennant podcast. I'm very happy and I'm loving it. What are you very happy and loving? It sounds like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, mate. It sounds like you go blind. Want to control yourself, darling. Want to control yourself. With the second season premiere, Doctor Who showrunner Rusty Davis is shooting out with 15th Doctor, and they've always got to call him the 15th Doctor because otherwise you wouldn't know he's a Doctor. 15th Doctor, Millie Gibson, Ruby Sunday, and Varada Sethu, as apparently her name is, starring Doctor Who set hit to hit this month. Davis looks to clarify, I think he's trying when I say that, some comments he made last month during an episode of the David Tennant podcast. I can't remember what stupid thing he said last month, right? There's so many stupid things he said. It's hard to pick one out. Like, what stupid thing is it this week, mate? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Davis shared there has been conversation about who would follow him to lead the show, that he couldn't see himself returning for a third go round. I mean, honestly, oh God, I say this every time we mention this, but I really feel bad for Pete McTeague. Right, Pete McTeague is he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. As an editor, he's fantastic. Honestly, season 25 Blu-ray, it's box set. It's so worth it because of his editing. Also, he did 2 great edits on the season 7 box set as well. Of what was it? Inferno. The Inferno edit's excellent, right? And Silurians. Right, really genuinely good. He got so much up, but he's just there at the absolute worst point in entertainment. Okay, I'd love to have a sit down with with what's he called again? Pete. And say, look, Pete, okay, let's say I'm suddenly in charge of all of Doctor Who. Say, Pete, the idea is like this. We're going to have lots of Doctor Who, right? You're going to be in charge of the main branch. I'm interviewing people for the main branch of Doctor Who. We're going to have a 12-episode season and a Christmas special. That's the plan. Additionally, we're going to have like a 10-episode, animated season. Maybe animated Big Finish episodes. I don't know. And then, I would like to film a 16-episode Capaldi season. That would be 16 episodes of Capaldi, which would be 4 mini seasons that would run over 2 to 4 years, right? Because I feel we got cheated out Capaldi. Then some specials maybe with Eccleston, that sort of thing. But I would want you into and also Christmas. We're going to do a Christmas special of the Peter Cushing Doctor Who. I think written and starring Mark Gatiss. Okay, but you Pete, you're doing the main show now. Doctor Who's been in the shitter since Capaldi left, right? So we're going to say his regeneration shattered reality, and all these are possible Doctors, and they rebooted the universe, and we're starting with the rebooted universe, and we're going to find out that the universe was rebooted over a year, 2, 3, something like that. But essentially, it's a rebooted universe, right? With an amnesiac doctor knowing exactly what. And I like to give him those pieces and say, I want fun, scary, funny Doctor Who, and see what he comes. And I'll give that brief to Toby Whithouse as well, right? And see what they come up with. But again, wrong place, wrong time, mate. Wrong place, wrong time. Anyway, what's this got to say about his successor? Speaking to Cinema, Russell Davis made it clear that conversation he referenced shouldn't be taken too seriously, or a countdown clock attached to them. It's not even a discussion beyond it. Yeah, no, it's not a discussion because you don't have a job for next year. No, it's over. It's not a discussion because the office is closed. I thought discussion when me and David Tennant talked about it on the podcast. It's the kind of conversation we have amongst staff. It's a conversation when I arrive. Who would do this next? Rossi, Dave. I mean, in all fairness, the England manager job. And the Doctor Who producer is the only job you get where people goes, when you're leaving. And Doctor Who as well. It's a kind of conversation. It's a conversation when I arrived. It would do. He shared before adding he wasn't looking to be handing over the reins anytime soon. He's just looking to have a different job. There's absolutely no detail, no names, no one. I'm very happy. I'm loving it. So fingers crossed. I mean, again, this all strikes as him trying to present a confident image. And the more he tries to strike a confident image, the more it fails, right? The more it just kind of crumbles before him. During the podcast, Rusty Davis didn't cover a wide range of issues, personal, professional, over a course of a little more than an hour. The 2 Doctor Who related highlights grabbing attention. First up, David Tennant and David discussed if Davis would return to the show for a 3rd time after this current run ends. That's really the conversation, blah, 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 blah. David on Doctor Who showrunner future, when he asked if he thought about shutting it down for good and the show, with the show and walking away, says, "Oh, yes, I mean, I won't go back a 3rd time, thank God. Thank God for that. For God's sake, that would be insane." After Tennant jokingly pushed back on the pushback that he said the same thing about the previous term. That's very true. I don't know. Please don't come back, Russell. Please don't come back. No. Yeah. Oh, man. Do you remember Doctor Who was good? What was it? Look at this. Somebody sent me this little clip.
Who always says, "Oh, I was a fan when I was a kid growing up." This man, I mean, you're beyond a fan.
Oh, God.
So Peter decided, there was a fan club, and Peter decided he should be the head of the fan club. So he wrote to Sarah Newman at the Doctor Who office. This is proper. This is a woman who really works at the BBC. This is the reply to you. Okay. So, dear Peter, thank you for your letter. Firstly, the pictures aren't ready yet, and secondly, I'm afraid we have an official Doctor Who fan club secretary. It wasn't Sarah Newman. See, that's all very nice. Then in another letter to the guy who is the secretary of the fan club, She writes, no, you're not by any means worse than Peter C. I had a very sad letter back from him today. I think it's the end, and I wish the Daleks or someone would exterminate him or something to that effect. She works for the BBC!
Where is she now?
She's here tonight!
I'm Doctor Who.
But how annoying must you have been?
We really didn't do well. We lost out on Capaldi Doctor Who. Oh, it was really good. It was really good. Okay, Doctor Who, that's actually quite good, which you don't see so much in mine. Let me just talk about this. Susan's War, Volume 2, Episode 2. Now, I wasn't going to get this because I can't remember much about the previous release, but I remember it being dull and unimpressive. And I remember it being sold on there being there being different doctors in it. Here, let's look at that last set. Susan War 1. No, this is one. No, there was another one. Oh no, yeah, no. This is this the one. Oh no, yeah. 1 second. This is the second one, right? The second one. I don't remember much about it, which is not a good sign, frankly, right? So here, it was actually the next release that came out. This was one that convinced me not to get it. This one was pretty good. The first one that came out 5 years ago, this one was pretty good. But that's the one. And again, I kind of like the vibe this range had. It was very much based on Susan, an older Susan, as a mature, elegant, cool, calm, and collected, experienced agent for the Time Lord, like negotiating different things within the Time War. There was an episode take place in the Sense Sphere. She picks up an elderly Ian Cheston to go with her, and it's really quite delightful, right? It really was quite delightful in a lot of ways. So again, I can't remember this what happened in this one, other than it didn't really work for me, right? Jonathan Carey, Carly, the War Doctor, he's excellent. Falls back in time somehow and ends up early in the Time War with Susan's in like an earlier time. I do like the costume they gave her as well, right? I think that worked quite well. So this one came out recently, and I was like, no, you burnt me on the last one. I'm not getting this one. So somebody sent me a copy, and now I'm going to have to buy it. These are two solid, good, and I'm going to go back and listen to that last set now because this one was so good. Two solidly good, entertaining episodes of Time War Doctor Who, right? Which again, you don't get so often nowadays. So again, this is basically her. It's more of a Jonathan Carey piece, right? In fact, this is more Jonathan Carey War Doctor than the War Doctor range, right? It's leaning much more into who he is as the War Doctor, and he's paired up with this older Susan. And it's a really lovely companionship, right? You do have that genuine love that the first Doctor had for Susan, right? That kind of bleeds through it, and I really, really like that. And again, you have like these nice, exciting, grim war stories, which again, I generally speaking like. So, what the stories do you have in this? Oh, first, sorry, Last of the Carlins. That's great. Again. Great concepts that run through this. Last of the Carlins, they find in this like cut off point part of like time and space. There is a Carlid planet, right? The Carlids who didn't become Daleks. They're in they have this like elegant planet that looks a lot like Italy, I think. And the War Doctor is sent there by Cardinal Rasmus. I do like Rasmus. Rasmus is an and what was it? Recurring character in Doctor Who's been cast by a few people here. 1 second. If I do, maybe if I do Cardinal Rasmus, if we'll get a list of all his episodes, because again, this is an example of them building up a background character. I think really very well. Was it refine, sort by, do the earliest first? When was he first in it? Oldest first. Oh, so I guess he first came. No, there's been rat hair. Let me Rasmus. Maybe not Cardinal. Oh, okay, there you go. War room stuff I avoid like the bloody plague. So when so he first appeared in Ravenous as like a nice Time Lord, somebody in Time Lord society who was actually pretty darn good person. Like the Doctor, like Dark Universe was a bad release. Oh, so disappointing. I thought it'd be good. That's the Seventh Doctor capturing the 11. It's more involved with the angst between old Ace and the Seventh Doctor. Susan Moore, again, he was there. Last of the Time War, Paul McGann was of the initial run, I should say. And he's been pretty much ubiquitous through the Time War saga. So I kind of like him appearing in it. And he's a good character. So so you have this potential Khalid planet, which is really interesting. And they're there on some mission or other, but it's kind of like most of these war stories are like very overblown with and dramatic and very, very plot driven. It was about them like they're switching time tracks and becoming Daleks and having decoy Daleks, and there's again, it's war story daring do, right? The way I view this, I think, what would this look like on TV, right? Imagine they had a War Doctor miniseries going on, and for me, it really that way I could picture it. It looked like contemporary, but again, the idea of them having a Khalid planet, I thought was really, really good. And there's a lot of War Doctor stuff that have really good ideas. There's one where he invents a foul attack craft that is able to change shape because he builds into a chameleon circuit, which I thought was very clever. Okay, using his deniable asset, Rasmus takes Susan along with the War Doctor to mysterious enclave to seek an alliance. Susan comes to terms with her grandfather's future persona. They uncover plots and counterplots. Yeah, that's really what's going on with a lot of this. Caledon is a splinter of Scaro's own distant timeline, but some histories are inevitable. Yeah, and the inevitable history of the Dalek is just kind of creeping up on them, right? Which again, I find that like brooding march to war and the inevitability of it. I find that quite gripping. So this the second story on the set is by Andrew Smith. First one, David Llewellyn. The second one, written by Andrew Smith. When a Time Lord operation goes wrong, Cardinal Rasmus sends in Susan and the War Doctor. The mission is the mission's leader is Rasmus's daughter, and he needs to know if she survived. On the ocean move of Saris Minor, they find unlikely allies against the Daleks, but how far can Susan really trust the board? So again, another, I think, really cracking episode. They're sent into there's a Time Lord strike force or something led by Rasmus's daughter. So they send the War Doctor and Susan in to try, and they got missing. They send them in to investigate and rescue them, essentially. When they get there, they encounter there's Daleks there, but they also encounter the Vord. Right, and the Vord really well written. Right, they've had a number of good Vord stories. I think with the War Doctor as well. I think the first John Hurt one had a Vord story in it. The only trouble is, was it they have the Vord in it, and they got void, these things called void areas. I think areas of like void time where time collapses in itself. So it's hard to tell when they're saying void and Vord. Right, that is somewhat confusing, but again, they're the fleshing out the Vord as a species really working, right? Really, really, really working, and the story itself really works. There's this like in about a third of the way in, you get the tension ratcheted up a few knots when they. When again, there's all these like time anomalies going on there, and it's like bad news for the fabric of reality. So they there's a Time Lord like destructor squad or something coming that's going to eradicate everything, and so they got to work out what and solve all the problems by then. And then you have a part, and then they get to a bit where time's going like mixed up together, and so you see things before they happen. Generally speaking, for me, I could picture this in my mind's eye, and it felt like I was watching really quite good Doctor Who, right? But War Doctor, which I think is qualitatively different. Again, much more War Doctor than the recent War Doctor, recent or future War Doctor releases, quite frankly. Much more centering on him. I think the War Doctor was more of a central focus on Susan, which is might be. Is that a problem? Because it just made entertaining viewing, or listening, I should say. What's that last one that came out from the War Doctor? How much is that? $28. That's too expensive. What's this one? This one disappointed. This one really disappointed. It's great cover, and that's about all. And great cover. I like lots of good elements. It was just kind of dull. Sadly, it didn't pull together. And the next one looks even worse. Right, this one where he's like trapped in this alternate X-Files like reality doesn't really do much for me at all. Right, doesn't do much for me at all. They're coming out. It's April. Let's see where they come. Planet Crinoid. Maybe I'll get the excerpt of that and see if it's going to be any good. Hooklight just doesn't do anything for me at all. I got all of this because again I like Stephen Noonan and he said this will be a good one. So okay, Stephen, I'll give it a go. Dark Gallifrey. There's so much less product they're bringing out now, which I think is a very good thing. Frankly, they really need to cut. I mean, again, how long can Doctor Who can Big Finish last? Because I don't know. It was different in like the wilderness years where there was a viscerous fan base, right, who wanted Doctor Who, but like frankly, the audio Doctor Who, itch has been scratched, and I have like basically limited ones. But you get things like this that excite me. The Sixth Doctor one that looks like it'll be good, the Eighth Doctor and Lucy Miller. It's these are very good. I think reasonably good. Very good cover as well. Look at this cover. And I do like they get these Daleks on Trans-Solar discs as often as possible. Right? I think that really genuinely works. All right, I forgot you got the Graham Garden meddling monk in that. That actually works quite well. Sheridan Smith. Yeah, all that stuff was great, right? All that stuff was fantastic. That's a recommend. I'll start with the first season. Dark Gallifrey, no. I just like you. No, and this doesn't look good either. The Seventh Doctor Pass Forward. Yeah, no more of that, please. This you might talk me into. The current Fourth Doctor one has really left me cold. Who's writing this? Phil Marini's not bad. Tim Foley. Remains of the Ruins. Remains of Cruelia. The Ruins. How many discs is it? So it's like 3 episodes. Oh man, Louis James looks great there. I picked a good picture. I don't know. This one actually can't. This one looks better than the current one. The current one just, and also the one they did with at Christmas, the one with Sarah Jane and Harry Sullivan. Yeah, I couldn't. I tried listening to it. There was a free episode, and I was like, nah, not really, not for me. No, I really did try, man. And this looks like such a bad idea. Sarah Jane and Harry adventures. I just know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this will probably make the money from the Ninth Doctor one. Anyway, Dan is on in about an hour, I think. Oh, look at that. Darren already put it in the chat. So I'm going to head off into the sunset. I'm going to head off into the confession dial. And boy, do I have a lot to confess. None of it good, ladies and gentlemen. I am back Saturday at 6:30, right? 6:30 on only for an hour show. So it'll be more condensed. But I'm back at 6:30. And then I'll be on at Dan's at 8, right? I need like half hour to be able to breathe in between the two things. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm heading off into the sunset. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again. Say good night. Good luck and may your God walk with you.